Now, I've been seeing this DeWalt 12-in-1 multi-tool floating around the internet, and it's been getting some positive reviews from some people. And I think this is sort of a scam, and it's almost criminal, and I want to show you why. So let's go ahead and open this package. Now, I understand that DeWalt a lot of times gives their name out to people, but it does look like this packaging is pretty much sold by DeWalt. So let's go ahead, open this package, look at the actual multi-tool itself, and I'm going to explain to you why this is grossly overpriced and why they are essentially cheating you, the consumer. All right, so I have gone ahead and I have opened the DeWalt multi-tool up, and for $50, yes, you heard me right, this is $50. You get a very generic pouch right here that is pretty bad, to be honest. It's very generic. It's not even as nice as some $20 multi-tools, the pouches that they come with. So we'll put that off to the side. And then this is the tool that you get right here. Now let's go ahead, and I guess it's not extremely grainy, but it is spring loaded, but it definitely does look a little cheap right here. I am not a fan of this tool. I basically bought this because I wanted to make sure I was correct. I think they are cheating people. So let's go ahead, and this is the same tool platform, I think. I'm pretty positive that they are using, you can see right here, they've just reversed the pocket clip. They've put it on the other side. The same geometric pattern, how this swoops right here on the handles. They have essentially used, I guess this is metal. I hope. I think it's metal. And then they have this raised DeWalt right there. And it's very shiny. And then they've added these yellow spacers, it looks like, to give it a pop of color. And then on the side, you can see that these are essentially the same tool. Look at that right there. Rivets, the way the spring is. On the other side, the same exact tool, except with this one they've added a pop of color, and they've changed just a very small amount of things. Now, it is spring load pliers, and then the other thing is these are replaceable wire cutters. That might be something that's a little bit different. And then let's go ahead and look at the interior tools. Right here we've got the Phillips screwdriver, we've got the awl, and then on the other side we've got this tool set that I've seen, it seems like 1,000 times. We've got the rope cutter, bottle opener, flat screwdriver, and the can opener. Now these have been around forever. And this DeWalt multi-tool seems to be sweeping the internet a little bit. And I think because of its outside styling, it has caught a couple people off guard. And because this was one of the earliest iterations of the Wave clone that actually made more sense, I think it is catching people off guard because of that as well. Now, on this tool, you only have two outside tools. Now, what they've done with this DeWalt is they have added the knife, or they haven't added the knife, they've taken away the scissors, and they've added the saw. So that makes a little bit more sense since it's a DeWalt multi-tool. You've got the saw and you've got the knife. And that's pretty much it. I mean, a $50 tool, it really doesn't offer much at all. Now, why do I keep saying that? This is the SuaPro. This used to be $15 to $20 right here, and I think now it's up to $25 maybe, but you can get versions of this that are $15 to $20 all day long on Amazon. This has the same replaceable cutters, it has the same spring loaded pliers, it has the same exact tool set inside, and it has the same Phillips and awl screwdriver. It has the same spring system. And then when we move it on and look at the outside tools, we've got the same exact knife. Let's go ahead and close this up. And then instead of the scissors, there is the saw. So this is the same right here. And what DeWalt has done is they've put their name on it, and they're charging you $25 more. Another really, wow, this is something else. Now, it does come in at 8.2 ounces, the DeWalt, opposed to the SuaPro's 8.6 ounces. But check this out. Now, the SuaPro is actually it seems to be a tougher multi-tool than the DeWalt. So you can stick a magnet right here and it actually has a metal frame. Whereas with this DeWalt, yeah, I mean, it has metal down there, but this frame right here is either plastic, aluminum, something that's not magnetic. So they have made this lighter, but essentially this right here, I don't think it's even as tough a tool as you get for the $25. So you're spending $25 extra for a tool that won't last as long. That's unfortunate. And we do see this a lot in the multi-tool world where people are taking a design and they're adding a pop of color and they're trying to charge a ton of extra money for it just by tacking on a name or changing the outside design a little bit. So it's rebranding really is what this is. They're taking a well-known name. Now with the DeWalt, it really doesn't say very much about what this tool has. I guess it says needle nose pliers, regular pliers, wire cutters, 440, stainless steel knife blade, saw blade, multi-purpose cutter, bottle opener, flat screwdriver, mini flat screwdriver, can opener, Phillips, and the punch. So that's what it's listed. This says comfortable handles, easy access tools, but it doesn't say what material the handles are. And unfortunately, I don't feel like I can recommend this tool for $50 when you can get a tougher tool for $25. So if you desperately need that DeWalt name, I would get stickers and just put it on here and you'll have a better tool and all intents and purposes on this one right here for $25 less. If you desperately need the saw, there is a four-bladed version of this different times where it has I think it has the file and the saw. But this is what I'm talking about right here. This has the saw, it has the file, it has the knife, and it has the scissors. These also are available on Amazon, or they have been in the past. I'll try to leave links below if I can find them. For various amounts of money, they go up and down. It's hard to keep track, but a lot of times I can find these for $25 to $30. So 2 extra tools, still a lot cheaper than the DeWalt. So unless you have to have a DeWalt to add to your collection, I would definitely avoid this one. Unfortunately, this is, well, it is almost criminal, pretty much a marketing scam. So make sure to stay away from this one. Now, one of the other tools you have to really watch out for is the R-Black brand, their whole lineup. Now, these are essentially the same thing as the Gordon multi-tool. The one thing that is different is that they have a 4mm driver in their bit driver slot instead of the Leatherman bit driver. But it's definitely, I don't feel like worth an extra $50. When they added these to Amazon, they tried to sell these for $100. The Gordon multi-tool goes all the time at Harbor Freight for around $40 if you can find it in stock. So with these right here, be very careful. Now, recently R-Black has lowered their price to $52. For $12 extra, yes, it has a 4mm bit driver. It has a bunch of different colors. I don't think that's an awful price, but if you see it for $100, that is way overpriced. Do not pay that on Amazon. So that is another company that you need to really watch out for. Make sure you don't pay that extra money. Now, these are another 2 multi-tools that look very similar. This one is the Praktisch. This is the Swiss Tech. And this has a very textured handle. It almost looks like those spray bed liner handles. I guess the inside tools are a little different in that it does have this rope cutter as the wire stripper, the can opener, and the scissors. And then on the other side, it doesn't even have a bit driver. It has this Phillips screwdriver, this small Phillips, and it has this large screwdriver. Now, there's no spring-loaded pliers. There is no wire cutters, replaceable wire cutters. The pliers are very loose, almost too loose to some extent. And then the knife supposedly is Oz 8, and they're charging $60 for this. I don't think it's worth $60, but that's what they're charging. But Swiss Tech has multiple different colors of this same design, and these are almost more like spray painted. I don't know if they have Oz8 blades or not, but they look almost the same as this right here in the tool set on the inside. They have a very similar tool set as well. And on AliExpress, they're trying to sell this for at least $40 more when you include shipping. So these are all, I think, over $100 to the US. There is a very small amount of these left that come in, I think it's gray, this sort of neon color, and maybe a blue or a different color. I forget which. It looks like they're trying to get rid of old stock, but this is another tool. I would be very careful. Please don't waste your money and buy this. If you're desperate for it, you can just buy the Practice off of Walmart, even though I feel like this is definitely overpriced. Now, there are definitely times when I buy tools for the channel that I know I am getting swindled or I'm spending way too much money. And why I buy it is just because I want to show you guys what's new, even though I realize it's not worth the money. So sometimes I just go ahead and take the loss for the channel's sake, for you guys' sake, for entertainment's sake. And this is one of these times with this SwissTech Anniversary Edition. I never will get my money out of this. I don't think. I spent, I think, about $130 for this 30th anniversary. Comes with a plaque, a special box, a catalog, a sheath, a very cheap sheath, I might add. And then it does come with like this Damascus. It comes with these scissors. And then it does have this initialed serrated blade right here. But I don't think SwissTech is enough of a name that people will collect these that much later on. Now, this is a Maltper, which essentially, this Maltper for essentially $35, $39 on sale. It is the same thing. You'll notice that it has the same colored wire cutters right there. And then on the blade, it has that same pretty much Damascus look to it. If we open this blade right there, and then on the other side, the only thing it's missing is the initial right there. So yeah, this was definitely way overpriced. Ironically, they are still trying to sell some of these. I think they only made 200 to 1,000 units, and apparently it's not going too well. But there are several of these still available. If you definitely want to collect a multi-tool that's way overpriced, if I can find it, I will try to leave a link below. It does come in sort of a nice cardboard box, I guess, but for $100 extra, it's definitely not worth it. Let me know if there are some other multi-tools that you have run across that you feel like are way overpriced. Unfortunately, in this world, there is a lot of advertising that is almost becoming criminal. And unfortunately, there's always someone who is willing to go ahead and buy it.